Hey everyone, I'm Tashina from Logical Harmony. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a get ready with me. So I'm doing a mix of regular and like natural makeup, and I really wanted to use the Pretty Naked 2 palette from 100% Pure. I haven't used this on camera for a while, so I wanted to pop it back in again because it's a very pretty palette. I love their palettes, and I think this is one of my favorites from them, so I wanted to feature that. So if you guys are curious to see how I got this look, just keep watching. So to start, I did prime my face using the Hourglass Ambient Primer, and this one is the Mood Light Primer. This stuff is really nice. It has a little bit of reflection to it, but because of the formula, foundation just lays really nicely on top of it. I find that it works well with every foundation. Just something about it makes them lay nicely and look very, very smooth, very even, very poreless. And for foundation today, I did use the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation in the shade Nude. This is a really, really lovely foundation, especially if you're someone with dry skin. I know a lot of people with oily skin love it too, but if your skin is more normal to dry, it is so nice. You just need a little bit because it is really nice coverage. It's meant to be a foundation and a concealer in one, if that gives you an idea of what the coverage is like. So I just kind of like to draw it on my face and then blend it out with my beauty blender. If you want fuller coverage, you can go and use a brush first, but a lot of foundation brushes do tend to leave kind of like imprints in this foundation, so at the end you're going to want to go over it with the beauty sponge anyway. If you guys are curious, I do have a full list of the vegan makeup. Sorry if you guys can hear that right now. They're jackhammering outside. I can't tell if the audio is picking it up or not. I guess we'll find out in the end. And if you guys are curious, I do have a full list of the vegan products from Hourglass up on my website, logicalharmony.net. I'll link to it down below. I'll make sure to list all these products down below as well. Hourglass is going fully vegan by 2020, and I think that that is amazing. Moving on, I apologize for that noise. For concealer, I used the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Almond. Again, this is a really, really nice concealer. It's very full coverage, but it is suitable for those with dry skin. I find it very easy to blend out. It wears really nicely throughout the day. I do have a first impressions video of this up. I'll make sure to link to that down below. And I will be doing a follow-up review just talking about my experience with it, how it wears, how it plays with different foundations and different powders and different primers and all sorts of things. But if you guys have used this, comment and let me know your thoughts on it. I'm really, really intrigued. And to set my face, I used the finishing powder from Au Naturel. I've talked about this a few times, and I do have an Au Naturel favorites video coming up. It might already be up. If it's up, I'll link to it down below. This stuff just leaves your skin looking so flawless and poreless. It's an amazing finishing powder. It doesn't really have any tint to it. It just blends really nicely with any foundation and just smooths the overall finish of my skin. I love it so much. And it's in a little pump, so it's super easy to travel with. You can just pump it right onto your brush or your sponge, however you want to apply your powder, and you're good to go. For bronzer, I use this new shade from 100% Pure. This one is Cocoa Kissed. This is brand new. I'm really excited about it. I think it's really, really pretty. I love the formula of their bronzers. All their powder products have an amazing formula to them. They're very pigmented, but very easy to blend and just very smooth and very buttery. And I really like this bronzer too because it's like that perfect bronze shade. It's not too warm, it's not too cool. It's like that perfect in between that I think is gonna be super flattering on everyone. It's so pretty. I'm so excited about this. For blush and highlight and eyeshadows today, I did use the Pretty Naked 2 palette from 100% Pure. So the blush in here is called Afterglow. I like it because it's a little bit peachy, but it's a very natural looking shade. It's not like bam in your face. It just gives you a really, really nice glow, and I love all of their blushes for that reason. They have an amazing blush range. Like, there's so many shades in it. The formula is really amazing, and I just love all the colors of them. And for highlight, the shade in here is called Illume, and this is probably one of my favorite highlights ever. I wish they sold it individually because I would use it all the time. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous highlight. It's so pigmented. It's, again, it's like not too cool toned. It's not too gold. It's not too pink. It's that perfectly balanced highlight that is going to work for everyone and look really pretty on everyone. And I think too, in general, this palette is full of shades that are going to work for everyone. Another thing that I love about this palette is that it's just a really great addition to any collection because it's shades that are going to work with anything you already have. After I did highlight and blush, I did use my Smashbox Photo Finish finish primer water. I use this several times throughout this video. I love this stuff. I go through it very, very quickly. I like to spray it all over my face just to help my powders settle in together. And then I go over everything with the damp beauty blender just to even everything out and give it a really nice smooth finish. And I find that doing that, especially with this foundation and this finishing powder, it just like very much melds everything together in such a nice way where everything just looks so seamless and just perfectly appropriate together. Maybe not appropriate, Bagheera is objecting to my use of that word, but I think you guys know what I'm saying. For eyeshadows today, I started first with the bronzer and just putting this into my crease. I wanted to give my eyes a little bit of warmth and just a nice natural color to start off with to help everything blend well together. After that, I went in with the shade Vivid. Please don't mind how dirty my palette is. I went in with the shade Vivid and put that on the inner and outer corners of my eyes. I left the middle of my lid blank, and this is a really pretty dark purple. In some lights and on some skin tones, it picks up more gray than purple. It really just depends. I do really, really like it. I think it's very pretty. It's very pigmented. Next, I sprayed my brush with some of the Photo Finish primer spray, and I used this lightest shade, which is Beam, and I put that into the middle of my lid and just kind of built that up to create a nice color. It wasn't as bright as I wanted, so I went in with a little bit of the highlighter on top of it, and then I added a little bit more of Vivid. And as I blended things together, I did use my brush that I had used for the bronzer to help blend things together. At the end, I felt like it was a little more cool tone than what I wanted, so I actually popped a little bit of the blush onto the brush I was using with the bronzer and just kind of blended that into my crease as well and kind of let that blend down. And I feel like that added some warmth back into the look that I personally needed, and I think it came out really nice. One thing I love about these palettes is that you can create really natural looks or you can create really dramatic looks. I just love that it's one palette that gives you this full range of colors you can use all over your face and to get the job done. For mascara today, I used the Caution Extreme Lash Mascara from Hourglass. I do really like this. Initially, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, but the more I used it and as the formula started to dry out, it started to work better for my lashes. I do have a photo on Instagram where I have it on just one eye and not on the other. It's kind of weird looking, but it shows you the difference that it makes. I want to start doing more of those for mascaras. Comment if you want to see more of those. It's just a really pretty mascara. I think it's nice. It helps give you a lot of length and a lot of volume, and it does help curl your lashes too. Next, I finish off with lipsticks, and I used the Cocoa Butter Matte Lipstick from 100% Pure. I ended up going with the shade Plume Pink, which I think was perfect given the blush in this palette. I feel like they're pretty complementary, pretty similar to each other. So I went with that, and I really like how it turned out, and then I just patted a little bit of the highlight on the center of my lips to just give it a little more dimension. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know if you want to start seeing more of these 100% Pure palettes again. I used to do so many videos with 100% Pure, and I think people got a little sick of it, but I love their stuff. I use them all the time, so I think I'm probably going to start working them back in. Let me know if you're excited for that, and I'll see you next time.